Let me throw out the big rocks here because people are, a lot of them have listened to all this. And in the book, Matt has a pretty huge section on marketing, on creating scripts, rehearsing them so you're comfortable with them. Yeah. So you can approach clients, because sales is huge, whether it's B2B, whether you go to a tanning salon or a chiropractic office and you create relationships. By the way, let me piggyback
that. This all works for chiropractic. If you're a physical therapist, a chiropractor, if you have a massage clinic, this is all the same. I mean, it's all the same stuff. Yeah. Like if you're a chiropractor, I got a buddy, if there's any chiropractors, he's asked me to hire some for him. So if there's any chiropractors out there, reach out to me. But like this place, I remember they've had a couple times where their chiropractors don't work out, but they're not into it. And I said, that's like, it's the same thing. If you, and it's not to get down this road, but like if, chiropractors generally, hey, chiropractic works and that's how we fix things and we're no medicine, whatever. But if you're like, hey, you shouldn't take medicine, do chiropractic, but then you're going and taking like penicillin for everything and you don't move and you don't work out, you're probably not going to sell chiropractic. Mm-hmm. If you don't really believe it, you're not going to sell it. So go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so I'm going to give some people some something to chew on, some real practical advice. We talked about a little bit of it here, but let's break it down. Kind of the top 5 things, I think. We talked about one, and that's that if you're currently training one client an hour, that is not a long-term plan to make a career in the fitness industry. No. So you have to get yourself the skills necessary to train more than one client at a given hour. Setting up recurring
autopay.
Autopay is huge because the clients will ghost you if they they just won't. They don't pay with the frequency if you have to go and collect from them every
Here's
month.
the other reason like autopay is I don't want a client like let's say I want to work with you for 12 weeks on the keto diet and you're going to train me, Mark. I would rather just tell me what that price is and let's get it out of the way. I don't want to like say, hey, if I call you, it's $30. And if you come out to super training, it's going to be 38. And then it's like, what does it take? Kind of like if you're going to have your kitchen redone, just don't tell me what it is per cabinet. Don't tell me and I feel like the same way of training, I thought it was better for the client and the trainer because it was just like, look, you're going to pay $450 a month, come anytime you want. I don't care. You can come unlimited. Whereas before, if I sold them like 50 sessions, it's like, well, I was a little tired and I didn't want to waste a session on a day I couldn't go 100%. It's like, oh my God. And then you're then you did personal training?
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, and remember like, I thought I had 3 left. It's like, no, then you got to go back and like, you came this day. Like, are you sure I came that day? Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That was the worst part of the job.
You don't have to audit it. You get 12 sessions a month or, and if you come 10, that's the same cost. And if you come 14, I'm probably not going to bitch about it.
I don't care.
I'd kind of like you to be there anyhow. And also if you take a vacation in December and you only show up 3 times that month, I'm still getting paid. Yeah. I don't end up with no money in December, weather's bad, whatever. You can make it up another time, but you get into that almost like a membership mentality. And he hit on number 3, and that is that you don't have to necessarily schedule that time. If somebody comes, say, well, I have to cancel and I'll reschedule, it totally eliminates all that. I'm going to be here from this hour to this hour. Yeah. And you can buy any time. And if you can't make it then hit me tomorrow. And we'll fit you in. We'll bring you in. So those are big. Multiple clients at a time, the monthly recurring charges and not having to schedule every single client like that.
Hey, I know you're enjoying this episode, but listen up. We partner with Merrick Health. They're a telehealth network owned by Derek for more plates, more dates. But literally, the amazing thing about Merrick Health and getting your labs done with them is that when you get your labs done, you work with a client care coordinator that goes over your labs and gives you specific supplementation or nutrition protocols or potentially hormonal protocols for your levels. The problem with a lot of these other telehealth networks is that when they do these things, they give everybody the same exact things, which actually can hurt you long-term more than help you. Andrew, how can they get it?
Yes, that's over at MerrickHealth.com. That's MAREK Health.com. And if you already know what labs you want to get, at checkout, enter promo code PowerProject10 to save 10% off all of those labs. If you don't know where to start, head over to MerrickHealth.com/PowerProject. And you guys will get directed straight to the Power Project panel that has 26 different labs that will cover everything you need. And at checkout, enter promo code PowerProject to save $101 off of that panel. Again, MerrickHealth.com, links to them down in the description as well as the podcast show notes.
What I find for gym owners, I started this coach. This is not my intent. I'm not an internet guy. This is like not, I'm doing this because Stan was like, we should do this and help these gym owners. And by the way, let me tell you what doesn't work for all you guys like out there, posting like your training log. Like, here's week 3 of my accumulation block. I promise you, no, like I've never had a personal training client call me and say like, hey, I just was calling your trainers using bands and chains and I'm a raw lifter. They don't know. Like this world that we live in. Ed Cohen came to a seminar. I had people who were like, who is that? Mm-hmm. Nobody knew. And he's the best ever. And I'm not saying that to put Ed down. What I'm saying is they didn't know who like people were, my one client was like, well, I Wikipedia'd Ed. He's pretty good, but he got caught for steroids. I'm like, yeah, like, no, you know, and, but they just don't know. So all these people, you're marketing to other meatheads who don't have any money. They don't live in your area and they're not going to help you. So this idea, like people spend all this time posting. It's like, here's my breakfast. Oh, here's my 3rd set of hypertrophy bench. No, they don't care. You need to get out and get into the community.
Yeah.
We talk
Matt's a magician at this. Every time we go to a restaurant or a grocery store, even a stop at the gas station, Matt's striking up a conversation with somebody at any of those locations. The big thing is Matt never hands them a business card.
No.
It's not like nobody responds to a business card. Matt engages in a conversation with them, always asks them questions, gets them to disclose something about themselves. And like the lady at the grocery store was like, oh yeah, I put on like 10 pounds during COVID. Right, yeah. You're like, oh really? What do you got a plan for that? Or, cause I own a gym, I'd be happy to help you. And she's like, oh really? And Matt immediately, he's like, yep, here's my phone. Go ahead and give me your number. I'll bring you out. He'll also ask for the sale or at least set an appointment. That's what we learn in any business is that initially, at least, you want to set an appointment. And then at that appointment, you want to ask for the sale. We talk about all this in the marketing portion, in addition to the scripting and all of that. Yeah. But Matt says, what's a good time? Weekdays or weekends? Weekends, mornings or evenings? Evenings, 5 o'clock Saturday? Yeah. Just like that, he's got him pinned down to an appointment time. He goes, here, give me your number and I'll go ahead and give you all the information and have you come by. And then texts them the day before, hey, looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, with a link to the address. Yeah. Gets them in. Also, the B2B business stuff is very important. Most of your clients are going to be within about a 5-mile radius of your gym. And so you're going to want to hit the businesses around you. And Matt will build relationships with the key individual of that business. Maybe it's the lady that works the front desk because they're the most hours and sees the most customers. He wants to say, look, you get free training. Can I put a fishbowl here? And then almost what's interesting is the statistic that you gave me one time. Not only will he give free training to the person at the front desk, but he'll offer the individual that for the fishbowl, he'll offer them, say, a free month. He says 95% of the time, the business owner or the person at the front desk will probably not utilize the service.
Sadly, no.
But 95% of the time, he'll convert the free 30 days with the client that patronized their business into a long-term client. And so, if you're worried about, and with this model of having more than one person per hour, you can bring in folks that aren't paying initially and then try and transition them with the quality of your work.
Well, I'm going to give you an example. You can't be scared you're going to take a lot of no's and you're going to get a lot of whiffs. But what's funny is every client at the end of the day is worth about $5,000 a year.
Yeah. It's an interesting, think about it, $400 a month, $5,000. That's a $5,000 conversation you're having there at the grocery store.
So think about Louie Simmons. If there's $1 million under a rock in the parking lot, I bet you pick up every one. But that's kind of the same philosophy. If you don't have so we had a work party at a nice restaurant and my newest trainer, I'm embarrassed a little bit, Logan, he's sitting next to me and the waitress is like, you guys all look pretty fit. I'm like, hey, Logan, like tell her. And he's like, no. And my office manager's like, Matt, oh my God. Cause she's like, he's always asking for a sale. I'm like, where do you train? She's like, oh, but long story short, I made Logan get her number and he called me the other day, he goes, she signed up.
Yeah.
But you
don't get anything you don't ask for.
Yeah. And this comes back to, though, I don't feel like I'm scamming anybody.
You believe in what you provide.
I feel great about what we do.
They disclosed a problem. You have a solution. You offer them an opportunity to resolve it, and you follow through with your word.
Hey, little mama, let me whisper in your ear. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel because we continue to bring you peak content on this channel. Obviously, you guys are here. You guys have watched the whole video. So like, comment, subscribe. All right? See you later.